hello. Hello. That was really weird. It wouldn't let me go live on my phone. So I was all ready to go live. So I've had to swap. I've had to swap to my laptop. So now... Oh, hang on. Let me lower that. Now I don't know if I can see comments. Oh, the heavens have opened out there. Right. So I have to see comments on this one, which is tiny. So there won't be an overhead view today. Let me just tip that way. There we go. What are all those? Let me get those out of the way. There won't be an overhead view because the iPad is too big to put up there. How weird. So if I miss comments, I'm so sorry, but I'm on my little phone down here. So yeah, hello everybody. Now I've got a on now because of that. Let me just pop this fan a little bit. It just wouldn't let me go live. Do you know, Facebook is just an odd thing, isn't it? So hello everybody. I've got my little fan on. So how are we all? Maybe I should, if I take that up. Is that better? There we go. That's better, isn't it? Oh, strange angle there, but never mind. How are we? Here we are. It's Tuesday. It's October. It's Dylusions. Dylusions month, October, spooky. So I have a couple of releases this month. Hello everybody. Sorry, because I can only see on this little screen everybody's flashing past and I can't see people to say hello. But anyway, I'm sure Emmy is on there. She will be making comments, etc. I'm not sure if Jay is on there. Jay, are you there? Are the kids watching? Betsy and Otis there? Ben will be on there. Art from the Heart has everything. Yay! Hello. Oh, comments are coming up over here now. Oh my gosh. It's all going on. It's all going on. Ranger, is that Patty? I don't know if it's Patty. Let's see. So excited and happy to be here. Yes, I'm going to go straight in actually. Oh yes, Dina's at my place. I don't know if she's arrived yet actually, but Dina is teaching here this week. So Yolene was just saying she's leaving on Thursday to come. So yeah. Oh, our Andrea's on. She's watching as well. Yes, the perfect ending to Stamptember. We're into Stamptober. You know me, I've got to be different, haven't I? I've got to be different. I've got to do it at a different time. So I'm going to... Oh, did I miss Jay? I don't know. If I've missed Jay or if I've missed the others, if I've missed the grandkids... to everybody. I think Ben, we don't often see Martha and Edith on this because Ben will be at work, but yeah. Yes, it's Patty. Hi. Okay, so right, I can move that now that I've got comments on here. I can move that over there as well. So yeah. Okay, so this is a smallish release. I have 3 this month. Maybe have another one, I'm not sure. Anyway, so this is the first. We are starting small before we go in big. Okay, so the first one, we're just a little small release and it's a little bit of a spooky release. Oh, Miss Lee's in there. Miss Lee's there. So a little bit of spooky release, and I'm going to have to hold everything up because, as I've said, for some reason the camera won't go the other way around. Okay, so I have 2 stencils in large and small. Hello Theodore, Ted's on from Stampers Anonymous. Oh, I can see Miranda there as well. So I have 2 stencils, large and small, and I have 2 packs of die cuts. So there's 6 items in this one. This is a nice little small one just to get your juices going again. Okay, so just nice and small, but cool. So the first stencil, all right, 2 large, 2 small. Stanley's watching. Baby Stanley is watching. My daughter-in-law has just said he's there, so cool. He'll be really confused to see me on the screen. Anyway, so the last couple of months, all I've had from people is the cobweb stencil is no longer available. What can we do about the cobweb stencil? I'm like, it's all right, it's in hand. No, what can we do? It's in hand. So we have another cobweb stencil. So this one is webs. And it is different to the last one. If you remember, the last one had a few different cobwebs on it. This is one massive cobweb, especially. Okay, one big cobweb. And it comes in large and it comes in small. And they are different. I don't just take the large one and make it smaller because the proportions are different. I have to draw them separately. Okay, so we have the large, and this one is called webs, because the cobwebs is gone. So this one is webs. So we have the large and we have the small. Okay, and then a new design of let me put that there. A new design of stencil. I have done coffins. I love coffin shape. I don't know if any of you have seen the coffin quilt that I did in all Tim's fabrics, but this is coffins. Okay, and you might think that's a bit macabre. It's not. It's fab. Wait till you see what we've done with it. So that's the large coffins, and there's the small. Okay, so again you can see the difference in the sizes. Okay, so large and small webs, large and small coffins, and this one is called coffins. So we don't really do Halloween as such in the UK, but we do spooky. We do spooky. I do spooky all year round. Okay, and some of the spooky stamps that I used to have years ago, I don't know if you've been with me over 10 years, you might remember Mischievous Malcolm, and you might remember Munster Mash. Okay, they were stamps from a long time ago, and they were when I first did stamps, and they were small. So I have decided to bring out die cuts so they can be bigger. Okay, so we have my Munsters, and you can see here, oh sorry because I'm on the wrong camera, can you see? So these two are Mischievous Malcolm. I'll open them up for you later. These are the Munsters. Here's some Munsters, and there's the little spider, and then my houses. So my Munsters and my houses. Okay, and here you'll see that it's because the camera's at the different other side. So these were on, I'm trying to remember what that was called, but we have the house, and then we have the other houses as well, so you can mix and match. So they're not Halloweeny as such, they're just spooky. Okay, so when you get the die cuts, my new lot of die cuts, I had some out for Christmas, and I had some out in January, didn't I? I've made them bigger, so these are much bigger than the stamps. Now, some of you will probably still have the stamps, and you can use them all together, you can use them with them, but they are much bigger. Okay, I didn't want them to be, I wanted them to go along with stamps rather than, obviously not replace stamps, but to go along with them. I like the fact that you get all the different sizes. And what I did this time, when I did die cuts before, they were smaller and you got 2, but this time you actually get 3. Okay, and to show you the size of them, if I take a tag This is a Tim size tag. That's the size of the die cuts. So the great in the dialogue, the great on tags, the great on cards, and the great in the journals as well. Okay, so in the me houses, we have this spooky house. I love this one because it just makes me laugh because it looks like a person there. We have this house, and you get 3 of each, because when I used to give you 2, people would use one and stroke one. So I'll give you 3, okay? Okay, so we have this one. We have the tall house. Now this is from a long, long time ago. We have the wonky house. We have the other one that came from the spooky house. We have the office block. We have the toadstool house. And we have the little thatched house. Okay, so 24. There's 8 designs, and you get 3 of each in there. And then I'll put those back in a bit. So then my monsters, we have, so this is the monster, oops, all these are mixed up. This is the monster from the stamp set Monster Mash. Okay, and I thought I wanted to do 2 sizes. Yep. So we have, so the stamp itself is about this big. So if you've got the stamp set, you can have the stamp, the next size, and the bigger size as well. Okay. And then I also did Malcolm in 2 sizes as well. This is Mischievous Malcolm. So again, if you've got the stamp set is about this big, I think, and you can use these 2 as well. Okay, so these are some of my very, very early stamps. You can tell by the way they're drawn, the way they're doodled. One of the rare occasions I did hands. Wasn't very good at hands. And then we have the monsters. So there's 3 different types of monsters. Okay, we have this one. We have, hang on, let's do this. This one. Okay, we have this one, and then we have the spider monster. Yes, a family. I can't see all the comments because they're just, anyway. And we have the spider monster, and then we also have the head, the skeleton head. Okay. So that's what we've got. We've got 2 large stencils, 2 small stencils, and we have the 2 packs of die cuts. Now the die cuts do mix and match with the die cuts from before. This is how I always have my die cuts. There's not a lot left in here. I always have them in a box like this. So you can see I've got some of Malcolm in there. I've got one of the monsters. I've got some of the things. But underneath this box, I have previous die cuts. Okay, so you can swap. So for example, have I got Malcolm's head somewhere? Oh, there we go. There's Malcolm without a head, because I'll have used him with something else. And you can put on, oops, hang on. You can mix and match them. Okay, so you can pop the different heads on. You can put the different bodies with each other. You could put Malcolm's head like on this. You know, you can just mix and match them however you want. So don't think they're just there to be used on their own. You know me, I mix them with everything. So let's get to the samples. Now Jay has done a ton of these samples as well, because I was busy working on other releases, and Jay is now doing so well that she's back at work and making a load of samples. So Emmy will pop them all up on the Facebook page for you to see. We always put all the samples there for you to see. So Jay loves to root around in my old my box of old tags and things like that, and pull them out and just renew them. So this one here is a tag from many moons ago, and you can see she's added the house, the spider. She's chopped it, so this side she's made it smaller, And she's put the other bit up here. Can you see? And the bigger back chat is just amazing with these. So many village idiots, too few dragons. So there was that one there. Now this one, again, was just rummaged from my pile. But look how effective that looks. So she's put the... oh, I think I coloured this. I think I might have coloured this. She's put the Munster right in the middle. But look how she's used the small coffins round the edges. Just let me get that out. So there is a bundle, Shell. Yeah, Ben has a bundle. I think Ranger will have a bundle. I think Stampers Anonymous will have a bundle. If your local store, they should have these in. They might be doing bundles. If you are a store, pop your link in. Emmy will put the link in for Ranger. Somebody from Stampers Anonymous will put their link in. And Ben will drop the link for Art from the Heart in the UK. Okay? So there is a bundle. But look at the stencils around the edge. So she's used the coffins and she's just done like 2 rows and then joined them together. I love that. Love that there. Here's another one. And it just says, sorry in advance. I think that's my saying. I think that's what that should be. You know when people say, do you have a slogan for life? I think mine is, sorry in advance. So I'm just going to get this hair out of the way. Oh, so yeah, just popped that on there with the cobwebs in the background. That is actually Otis Orbs. This is Otis Orbs stencil in the background there, but it matches. Love this one. It says, I dislike you less than most. So it has one of the Munsters in there. We've given it a stripy body. You can tell Jay's coloured that by the way it's done. And we've just put the webs, part of the small webs round the outside and just coloured it in. So just the edges of that round the outside. And then she has some cards. Jay did all these cards, okay? Because a lot of people say all the time, oh, I don't journal or I don't do or anything like that. Oh, Ben's dropped the link there. There you go. They always say things like that. But you can do cards. These are just plain square cards, okay? So Jay's taken some of the many backgrounds that I have hanging around. She's drawn out, that's the large webs in the background. She's drawn out the large webs and she's added Malcolm and she's added the house. And where she's chopped him off here, the feet will be on something else. We always put them on something else, okay? So there's one there. You can always tell if Jay's done it because there's no doodling around the edge, and she colours different. She can always tell. Here's another one from Jay, okay, using one of the backgrounds, and then she has lightly stenciled the large webs over the top, but just very light. Can you see? Really lightly put the stencil over the top, and then she's added the Munster. I thought I worked my butt off, but it followed me home. You can also put the heads on these as well, you know. Let me just find, let me find a small head. The Munsters, I'm just looking for a small head. Sorry, I had one here. There we go. So you can always, do this as well. You see? So you can always have the different things on. You can always put the stamped bits on as well. You can mix and match all the stamps up as well. So there's a card. Here's another card. Okay, again, just a scrap. This looks like a braid scrap. And then she's taken the, where have I put it now? She's taken the cobweb stencil and with black paint just gone around the edges and left a gap in the centre. Added one of the Munsters on. I can't believe I drew these over 10 years ago. Added the little Munsters on. They're just fun, aren't they? I don't do many boyish stuff, and I remember when I did this for them. So again, you know, just a square card. And then the last card that she's got here, again, she's taken some of my scrap backgrounds, added Malcolm on the bottom again. I have a very active antisocial life. That's the other thing of me. So there's some cards. And then we have a couple of large tags. So this one, she put, again, this is a tag that was probably done last year. I don't know. And then she's put the cobwebs over the top. But the trick is, look how little paint. A background is in the background. It's called a background because it's in the background, remember. So can you see there's not much paint? But look at the little details, the little things holding them together. And so she's got a couple of the things, and it just says, being an adult is a little out of my price range. Another one here. And this one, I finished this one off. And with this one, I just used the coffins as a border. Because they're done in a straight line, can you see? You can use them as a border as well. So I just drew around them, made them a border, drew around them, doodled inside them, and coloured them in. Jaded the monsters. I'm looking forward to your visit being over. And then the last loose one, I think, is a page from the black journal. And you can see on the back, again, it's an old one. It's got the shimmers. It's got my shimmer sprays on there. You can see that glinting. And it's an old braid background, you know. And this is the thing. When you get new stuff, find all the stuff that you've got hanging around. Find all the backgrounds, all the stuff like that, and utilise them. So this one here for the square journal, and you can see she's taken the stencil and she's just outlined it. Can you see? Not even coloured it in, just outlined it. So it's quite subtle, like me, subtle. And just said, I don't want to go outside. There's people out there. Okay, so they are some of the loose ones. Let me just drop that a bit. Let me show. Oh no, there's another loose one here. Here we go. Oh, there's two. They're stuck together. Sorry about that. So here you can see the background, really, really old. And she's very lightly, with hardly any paint on the brush, put the webs. I could show you what Jay's stencil looks like, but I won't. As long as she don't put them near me, I'm fine. And can you see she's put the head, she's just cut the little bit of the neck off, and she's put the head on the monster there as well. I am a teller of unpopular truths. And then I think this is the last one. So again, the stencil of the coffins in the background. We've got Mischievous Malcolm, and then he's got the skull head on the top. People say I act like I don't care. It's not an act. So now we're into the journals, okay? And I can't see hardly any comments, so I'm sorry if you have asked me anything. I don't know. I'll be able to look again in a bit. So this is a ledger journal, and there is one in here. We have to put like little stickers in. H for Halloween. These are for next week. Where's it going? That way. So that's it on a square journal page. Again, that's a journal page that I probably made ages ago. So she's added a little bit of the smaller webs on there, and then she's put some of the houses in. Malcolm, again, will use his legs on something else, and a couple of the monsters. Okay, so that's that one. Let's see, I don't know where to put them. If you are a dandelion, I'll be doing all this again at 6 o'clock and then giving away all the product. Giving all the product away. Whoop, whoop. So I have to leave these stickers in. So this is a black journal. Okay, black square journal. So here is another one in the black journal. Now, can you see? It's just got a painted background in there. And then she's taken the coffin stencil and done it darker in here because we wanted it to look as though the outline was coming through. So she's got that darker, and then she's got the monsters. I tried to contain myself, but I escaped. And then on the other side, we have the web. So I think these two pages were, I think it was a blocked page that Emmy had done, and then she's put the things on the top. So she's added the cobwebs there, and she's got the spider at the bottom, and she's got all the monsters going up. Okay, so those are the 2 square journals. So now we're into the big journal, just so you can see all the different ones. I think there's just one in here, and this is a me, I think. Oh, this is a combination. Sometimes Jay will do a lot of the background, and then I'll colour and doodle, etc, etc. So we have a large, so you can see how well they fit in all the journals. You know, the older die cuts were so small, sometimes you had to put a lot on. But you can see there, so that is an inked page. You can tell it's inked because look at the mess on the back. So that's an inked page that I made a while ago, and then she's used the Coffin stencil again. But look how much better it looks when you don't put as much paint on and you get all that shading in there. It's so much better. And as I said, all these samples will go online, so you'll be able to see them all better. I've just added I think Jay did the background and I did the whole thing. So I added the houses, and again, can you see here where I've added the house, but I've cut some of it off and added it on the other side, so it makes it look as though there's more things on there. And then I've just added the little skull on the top, and it says, I'm looking for someone who loves me in spite of who I am. Now the coffins here, they're just hand doodled. Okay, so I just doodled those in, and yeah, I just added it in a few of them. So there's one in the large. Let's go to another one. They're always in different journals because I have so many going on. This journal was the journal that I taught in the live class at Art from the Heart. Okay, so this background was already in. Again, it's like I always say, you can use backgrounds and stuff that you've already got. So this background was done. This was a background done in the weekend, and because I wanted to separate them, we did a frame. Can you see? This is a frame. This is a page taken from the large black dot. Okay, I covered the whole page in stenciling, and then this is doodling actually, and then this die cut was already on there and the quote, and then I just upgraded it by adding one of the monsters and adding one of the spiders. And again, can you see here, I just I put the small web stencil on, doodled in between it all, and then I'm not sure if it shows up. Can you see how it's glossy? I used a glaze pen to draw between. So I did the doodling first, and then drew it between, and then had the spider hanging from it. Okay, so that was a page that I made in that class. This page was also made in that class as well. So you can see this was a baby white page. So again, if you look closely, I've used the coffins. I've made it into a border. I just drew round some of the houses on the bottom, made them all autumnal colours, but then I really wanted a pop of bright, so I matched Malcolm's shirt with the leaves in the skull, and the skull is coming out of the chimney. It's like the genie in the bottle, isn't it? So it's coming out of there. And I just found this this quote on the web, and it says, sticky fingers, tired feet, one last house, trick or treat. And I thought that went really well. And that quote is by Rusty Fisher, and it's Fischer, Rusty Fisher. So that is that journal. So many different journals. And then the last one, the last samples are in the black dot, the large black dots. Okay, so what have we got here? I have to be careful here because there's other releases in here as well. Oh, so in here I did a lot of doodling. So on this page I actually I used the large webs and I used the small webs. Okay, and I quite often use them together like this. So I've done the small webs in the middle, and then I've done the large webs around the outside. I've used, I think these are gel pens. Can you see? So these are gel pens. So you can see I've taken the small stencil, just drawn round it, placed it in the middle, doodled, and then I've put the large stencil around the outside. And then they're just really nice to then just, you know, you'll see some decorated ones, but I wanted to keep some of them like this, so you can see how I did it. Because as we go further in this book, you'll see some of these as the backgrounds, and you might wonder what we do. So that was that. And I used gel pens. I don't often use gel pens, but I just wanted like a glossy look. So now this one here, I actually took the web, drew it onto a ready-made background, and then cut it out. This is stuck on, okay? Placed it on the middle, doodled round the edge, which is easy to do when you've got the dot stencil book, yeah, and not dot stencil, when you've got the book with all the dots on, you can easily do it. And then you can see this is a die cut. This is Sunshine Girl. She was one of the die cuts from last time, one of the bodies. So we've got Sunshine Girl sat by a couple of houses. She has the skull head on. And it says, once upon a time I didn't care, the end. And I've got a little spider there, and again you can see it's just coming down. So I outlined this stencil in black, and then I went over it with that's an orange paint pen, okay. And I just thought, you know, it's just a little bit different to do. And this was actually made, Mr. Boo was still here when I made this. I did this at the seaside. So I was just, whenever I get my stencils, I play with them. I just play with them like this. And then I just took it out and popped it on. So, you know, so that's that one. We have, ooh, you might like this one. Look at that beauty. Okay, so with this one, I actually just drew the Coffin stencil all over the page. Okay, so I just went through it with the pen, drew the stencil everywhere, and then I did the doodling. Okay, so I just did the doodling. I did it in pencil first all over the page, and then if you can see, I've done it in which way does it go? I've done it in like diagonals. So I've got orange, white, green, orange, white, orange, white, green. I go back the other way. So I just did it in sort of a diagonal. And it looks really complicated because of the different colours in there, but it was really, really easy to do. Okay, loads of you have done doodle classes with me, and this was one of the first doodles that I actually taught you to do. Okay, and then I did it all in white, and then I went back over with the coloured pen. And then we have couture. This is Day at the Races. So you know me, I mix everything up together. So we have the couture, is in his autumnal colours, he's got his little skull head, and this, do you know what this is? This is the roof of one of the houses, which I won't be able to find, will I? Because whenever I want to oh, there we go. Okay, so his hat is one of the roofs there, and I just drew dots in. So I drew checks on his coat, and then I drew dots on his coat. Okay, so you know, I sit and doodle loads of times, and then I just go back and make them into pages. So here's another one using a large and a small stencil. With this one I used the webs in the centre, and then I used the coffins in the outside, and then I left it to show you. Okay, I haven't decorated it yet, but how effective does that look? So this is not a piece stuck in. This is just doodled straight onto the book. Can you see? So I chose two colours, grey these are paint pens. It's a grey and a turquoise. So I doodled that straight on, outlined it, and then I took the large Coffin stencil and drew around the edge, and I offset it slightly. And then in the stencil, again, because it's the dot journal, this dot journal, it's a dream. Can you see here where I did all these checks, which would normally I'd rather stick pins in my eyes, but because it's got the dots on, you can follow it. So on here, I did half of the, half of the coffins, just with the check pattern, and then I did the other half of the coffins with the same doodle pattern that we did before. And how effective does that look, just with those two stencils? So I think I just have one more. No, one more. Oh no, I've got two more. Why has that come out of there? I've got a background. I'm going to show you a background, and then I'm going to show you what I did with it, so you could see. And this is the last of the samples, okay? So this is the background. So again, small coffins on the page. Drew round it, doodled them, okay? Kept it simple, and again, because the dots are already off, can you see? The dots are already there. So this looks so complicated, but it's so easy to do because you just follow the lines that are on there, all right? And then I put the coffins all the way around the edge, and I did that same, it's exactly the same doodle, just smaller, okay? So that's what the page looks like when it's blank. So when, you know, when I'm wanting, it's been quite fraught at the moment. I've got a lot of stuff coming out. It's been ever so busy. So when I want to wind down, this is what I do. I make loads and loads of it. It does. Oh, Miranda's just said it looks 3D, but it's not. It's not. Look, that is one. Look, it's one page. There's nothing else on there, but it looks as though this is stuck on the top. But this is what I do to wind down, and then another day I go in and decorate it, and you'll see this is the exact same background. Can you see? The only difference is with this one is I've decorated it on the top. So I've got houses, and I've gone really bright to match the pen work. And then this is one of the die cuts that was in my Survivor. There's a spare Malcolm's head. So we just put Malcolm's head behind. There's Malcolm before, you know, his head's over there. Sorry about that. And I put a different head on the top there. No, it's not a piece of cardstock. It's just on the actual page. Look, there's no cardstock there. It's just the actual page. It's a trompe-l'oeil, trick of the eye. Okay, so it started life like this, and it ended life like this. Okay, and that says, I was like, whatever bitches, and the bitches whatevered, which is my favourite saying. So, so there you go. And if you have all these stamps, you can do it with all the stamps as well. Or you can mix and match them. Everything that I bring out in a die cut was once a stamp. So if you've got them, you know, these are stamps. Malcolm was a stamp, but that's 10 years ago. If you go hunting for Malcolm, I don't think you're going to find him. So I like to show you some before. Somebody asked about that. Look. You can see it's just a cutout, and that's on the back. Again, look at the dots. You can see the dots. I mean, they're accentuated, but it's so easy to follow. Okay, so, and that's why I do large and small. People say, do you do the small for the small journals and large for the large journals? No, because one, look, it don't fit the small journal. I do them because I like to have the two different sizes. Now, just a little tip. Both of these stencils are fragile because they're thin. Okay? They're very, very thin. So, if you had... Let me see if I can find Jay's. Hang on, I'm not sure. She might have hidden them from me because she knows that I usually do this. No, she's hidden them. Oh, hang on, here they go. Okay, so this is Jay's stencil. And this is my stencil. Do you see the difference? But to be honest, this would be really hard to clean. So I will have a messy one for paint, and I will have a plain one as well. She's actually cleaned. Oh no, that's mine. That's why. You can see here, because they are so not fragile's not the word. Intricate, that's the word. Because they are so intricate, you're just going to have to be careful. But I wanted them like that. I deliberately wanted them like that. But they are hard to, you can't be rough with them at all. Okay, you can't be rough because you will snap them. So, but that's what I do all the time. I use the large, I use the small. I'm a doodler, so lots of my stencils. Oh, so sorry. A handy hint. Get these plastics. I do it for all my stencils anyway, but for something as delicate as this, and it just protects them, because otherwise you're going to catch all these, and it's just going to split. Okay. So I always have. I've lost the plastic. Here we go. I always have plastics. Oh, for these. When the new. No. They shouldn't be made in multicolour mylar. You should just... No. It should be like that. So when the new, I put large and small in together. Okay. And I couldn't work with a multicoloured stencil. It's got to be clear for me so I can see what's going on underneath. So when the new, I put large and small in together. But once I've had them a while, I just put the large ones in and the small ones go all together in a book. Okay, so you will also be glad to know that any day now I will be announcing the next class. Any day. I just haven't had time to do it. And it's going to be spooky, would you believe? But also, this is one, I'm only just going to give you a flash of this because this is going to be in the next class. If you have done doodle classes with me before, that's the coffins. The coffins doodled, and that's probably going to be in the spooky class. So that is coffins doodled as well, because I'm a doodler and I do tons and tons of doodling. Where do I get these from? I get them from Morrison's in England, and they're about 10 pence each. In America, I've never found them. What you have to do is you have to get the A4 sleeves, and you have to split this side yourself. Just split them, and you'll be absolutely fine. Okay, but I have all, in fact, if I show you here, my stencils here, they will all, you see, they're all in plastics. Every single one of them is in a plastic. So none of them stick together, none of them catch on each other, and that's how I do them. Okay, so yeah, so there we go. Just quick recap. We have 2 large, 2 small stencils. So we have the large webs. This one is called webs. And we have the small webs. It's just webs large, webs small. Okay. And then we have the coffins. And I know when I did this, everybody was like this. Coffins. It's like, yes. Coffins. Yes, coffins. What, you want coffins? Yes, coffins. And you've seen how marvellous they are. And it's, again, this comes from my quilting. The crafts overlap. So, as I say, I used Tim's fabulous Halloween fabrics and made a coffin quilt. I'll need to get that out again. I'll maybe show that to the dandelions. And I made a quilt that was big coffins, and it just looked amazing. And people tend to think, oh, coffins, that's a bit ghoulish. We all end up in one. I just like the shape. So, and it's just called coffins large, coffins small, and then we have 2 sets of the die cuts. So we have me houses, which I'll just go through them again. We have the little spooky house. We have the small house. These are all in white. They're not in my, they come from a different place than we can get my, mixed media cardstock from. But I quite like the difference, especially in the black journals, you know. And the colour lovely, as you've seen. So we have the large house. We have the sixpence halfpenny house. We have the other spooky house. We have the tower block. We have the toadstool house. This is so old, is this? I think this toadstool house was on maybe Doolally Doris or something like that, because it's got my dad's co-sign book in the background. That one and that one. I drew them on my dad's books. That one's on my dad's building book. And this one was on one of his co-sign books, I think. And then the last one was that house. The doodle classes are just, but don't do them one after the other. Get the first doodle class, do it and just digest it. Practice, and then do the next one. You know, don't just go, oh, I'm going to buy all the doodle classes and do it all. Because the aim is to make, it's meant to be therapeutic. It's not meant to be just like, you know, learning it. You've got to do it sort of over and over. So, yes, Dylusions coffins. Oh, I love that. What's your new product, Diane? Well, it's actually Dylusions coffins. So the next set was my Munsters, and I really wanted to bring back, these are so old, 10 years, maybe 10 years old. So there is the little Munster. Again, when I do a die cut, it's the opposite way to the stamp. So can you see where his tongue is facing this way? The original stamp, everything was facing this way. So I always make it different. So you can have them back to back, you can have them mirroring each other, but there will be different sizes, okay? So if you are lucky enough to have these stamps, they really work well. And I need to do a class that's a mix of stamps and die cuts so that you can see how to do them. So we have the two Munsters, we have the two sizes of Mischievous Malcolm, and the reason I've done two sizes in these was I wanted to. So you've got 6 Mischievous Malcolm and you've got 6 of the Munsters. Then this particular little Munster, you have 3 of this one, you have 3 of this one. This one as well has got 2 little pop outs there. So you don't even have to trim, can you see? It's got the 2 little pop outs there. We have the skull head, and we have the fabulous spider as well. Okay, it's like a slightly textured card, but they colour really well, as you've seen. So there we go. I'm starting you off small. 4 stencils, 2 die cuts. I think everywhere will have bundled them, with it being such a nice little neat bundle. But you will be able to buy them separate as well. If you're like, I am not doing those coffins, you can buy all the things separately. But don't think, there isn't another word for oh, what's the caskets? Oh, I could have maybe done caskets, I don't know. But anyway, so as you can see, it's the space, it's the, you know, the dimension of the space that I wanted. So I am going now to make another cup of tea, and then I will be live. If you're a dandelion, I will be live in the Dandelion Club in 10 minutes. I will show everything again, and I will give all the product away. That's what happens if you're a dandelion. All this product here gets sent out to people. The packs of the die cuts, whatever I am demoing or whatever I'm releasing goes out to dandelions, and they get freebies. Okay, so I will be showing, I'll be going into polygon. Hang on, 1 2 3 4 5 6. I don't know if it's a polygon because it's 6-sided, isn't it? Isn't a polygon? It's a polygon 5 pentagon. I don't think it is a polygon. I'm not quite sure. But can I just say, oh, May Britt can't get into the club. Why can't you get into the club? Can you email Emmy? Are you in the Dandelion Club or you're trying to join it? If you email Emmy she's the one to help. There's no point me telling you. She's the one to help you get in there. If you don't know what the Dandelion Club, it's my monthly subscription club, and we do all sorts in there. You've got a new class coming next week as well in the club. We have all sorts going on in there, and you get videos and you get hauls and you get all sorts of different things like that, and it's subscription based, and you'll find everything in there. So I hope you enjoyed this. Oh, shell I've made a decade. Is that for the coffins or the spiders? I can't work out. Oh, a polygon is any number of sides. Fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, pentagon's 5 sides, but you know, a hexagon. So is a hexagon is an equal number of sides? I don't know. Jane, coffins are in. I've been buying lots of metal. Are they in? Am I not the first one? Seriously, I honestly thought that nobody would have had coffins. I'm not the trendsetter that I thought I was. Anyway, so next Tuesday, same time, same place, stamps. And then 3 weeks on Tuesday, same time, same place. Top secret release launch. Amazing. So I'm working you in slowly. But you know, it is October. You've had, when did I release? January. You've had 9 months. So anyway, I hope you enjoy it. Art from the Hat has got a link in there if you're in the UK. Emmy normally links Ranger. Somebody from Stampers Anonymous will link them. If you have a store, I've seen Milagros. I've seen Milagros somewhere. Drop your links. If you have your store, drop your links there so people can order from you direct. And I'll see you all later. Okay. Bye! Oh, I can't. I don't know how to turn it off on this one. Oh, hang on.